problem that we identified was interchange fees. Interchange is a fee. It's a fee that merchants must pay when accepting credit or debit card transactions. These fees consist of a flat transactional rate plus a percentage of the transaction amount. And some of these fees are shown here. These fees really come to the profits of small business owners. And yeah,
The solution was to make it cash only as a form of purchase for a transaction. But with cash, you accumulate change, and carrying change around, in my opinion, is very heavy, bulky. I tend to lose them, and a lot of people tend to lose change as well, just because sometimes we displace them, or as we're thinking of a lot of places dropping on the ground somewhere. What you may not know is that about each year, the government, the U.S. Engraving Department, issue about 66 to 74% of pennies into circulation, and that's about $9.1 million of pennies that are being introduced and kept in circulation itself. And from that $9.1 million, they tend to lose about $16.77 million out of circulation. And let's factor in the cost of how much it takes to make a penny and a nickel, and that's a total of about $66.8 million just to keep it in circulation. Over here, in this survey in the top left corner, this is conducted by the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. It shows that cash is still heavily used as a preference for transaction, along with the debit and credit purchases. And over here, these are surveys that we conducted ourselves. At least more than half of the people still use cash to conduct their daily transaction purchases. And they do so around 1 to 3 times per week. A solution as to combat the loss of coins was Coinstar. But with Coinstar, you're not getting the full amount of change that you deposit at the kiosks because there's a 10.5% fee. This fee is not the basic fee. Throughout the different regions of the United States, whether international or domestic as I mentioned before, that fee varies by location. And sometimes with these kiosks, it's very hard to find because certain stores might not even allow for you to have kiosks be placed in it. And on top of that, if your coins are damaged or dirty and it's unrecognizable, and you try to deposit at these kiosks, it won't even be accepted. And it's discovered that annually they process about $2.9 billion in coins alone. In dollars, that's about $258 million in revenue that they process and generate from.
So another study that we conducted was we asked people if they would be interested in using the app that allows them to deposit their change at the point of sale. And the overwhelming majority said yes, about 85%. In addition, we asked if this app existed, would you be more willing to use cash? And more than half of them said yes. And this result shows that if we make cash more convenient to use, people would be more willing to use it. And then in fact, this will help alleviate the interchange problem that merchants are facing. So our solution is a software suite. It consists of a point of sale software as well as a mobile application. How it works is the user would go to make a transaction with cash. They can opt to have the change sent to their DigiBank account. What happens at a high level is that change is deposited into a pooled bank account where it will be redistributed back to the user's bank account when they make a request in the app to do so. Some benefits are for the merchant. They can expect more cash utilization, which will reduce the interchange fees that they'll be paying. For the user, they can expect more convenience because they don't have to deal with the change. They don't have to carry it or transport it or store it anywhere. A revenue model that we're thinking of, ways to make money, is charging a subscription fee for the POS software. In addition, collecting a percentage of the balance of the coins when they opt to cash out. If we pool the money in the bank account, we collect dividends on interest accrued in that account. And perhaps even offering advertisement to merchants who use our POS system so they can directly talk to the user base who are shopping at their stores. So for resources, we're looking to get a patent. Cost is pretty significant. Organizing our company, documents for that. Software consultants to help us architect the application and the system, and some back-end service stuff, so Amazon Web Services. We plan on running this, and the total cost maybe around $7K. So, any questions?
Thank you. So the judges have 10 minutes to ask questions.
If I may, so you showed that graph of who uses coin, debit, credit, and so on,
Yep.
and the different gauges that do so. So what are the trends for that over time? Do you see more people moving toward cash or less, and how's that going to affect the willingness of people to use this app?
I really think the trend really is toward like away from cash. I think a lot of countries like Sweden, like 80%, they use like card now. So like cash is being eliminated. What I see for this app is like kind of moving us toward that future, but just weaning us off that. So like maybe we start with the change, and then later we start with the actual physical bills. But I think like change is a big issue that we still face today. So like this might be like a temporary solution as we move toward a more technical future.
When you talk about cash,
Yep.
define cash.
So cash as in like physical
Like coins and
bills, like dollar bills.
I'm gonna give this to a merchant
Yep.
for $1.50, and instead of me getting 2 quarters back, I'm
So-
gonna get
from
what?
that point of sale. So
Yeah.
instead of you have the right to, like I said, you have the right to take the cash, the coin back.
Right, you get the coins,
But at that point of sale, you also have that option to just have it sent directly instead of being handed to your account.
Okay.
But now I'm dealing with cash, and I have my phone out, just boop it on the
So
app.
like how
Yeah,
we
how
plan on
does
using
it
it
get sent
is
to- how does it get sent to my account?
we're planning on, so how it works is just go back to this slide. So how the information is passed is we're planning on using NFC technology, like mobile touch technology. So the phone will have your identification, your account number, all that stuff. You tap to the POS. POS knows who you are, it knows the refund amount. It'll make a call to the server to update the database. The database will know how much money is in the register and belongs to DigiBank and how much is owed to each user. And then at the end of the billing cycle, we can debit that amount from the merchant, pull it into this account, and then when the user wants to request that cash, we can make an ACH transfer to their bank account.
So you don't have the technology, you don't have the software development.
We're working on a prototype right now.
You are.
Yes.
Where are you in the development?
We're working on the application. We have a server running right now, and we're just working on that part. I did like mess around with NFC. I bought like a kind of like an NFC stick that I use with my computer, and I'm working on that right now. So like the hardware part.
And what's your sense, I mean, the paying point here is the merchants, right?
Yes,
And the
yeah.
fees that they pay. So the sale is to the merchant, right?
Yep.
To establish this, and then you need to market to everyone and say,
Yeah.
this, that sub shop.
Right.
Right? So talk a little bit about how you're thinking execution, how you're gonna get those merchants, or a merchant, or the first pilot.
Yeah, so definitely our first target has to be the merchant because it's how it's going to be opened up to the rest of the community. We're definitely kind of like approaching small business owners first because I feel like those are the people that really are hurt the most with the interchange. A lot of businesses around here, like they have signs where like, oh, $10 minimum in order to use their credit card, and that's an inconvenience for me because I don't carry cash all the time. But if I didn't have to accept the change, then I would be more willing to use cash because I won't have to deal with that lost change. So I would approach like as many small business owners as I can, see how they feel about this technology. If there's a path forward, then I would talk to them about it.
So have you done research on any back office dependencies that you're gonna need?
So we definitely need like a corporate bank account, and then also like figuring out how we're gonna do the ACH transfers, how we're gonna automate that process because we're doing this like automatically. So we have to send like a server request to the bank, have them send it out to like the user's bank account. So we need to figure out that
I
part.
also need to take into account the merchant's bank.
Yeah, that as well. So like when they sign up, we have to figure out how we're gonna set this up.
And then you're gonna have to have the various point of sale systems that are out
Yeah.
there, right?
So,
it's
all
like,
right.
do you think this is gonna be integrated, is your approach to go directly to the merchants, or have you given thought to going to the POS people?
Our first idea was to integrate with POSs, but I think
The wrong
we're trying to develop our own POS at the moment, so that way we can like integrate. But that might not be the best solution because that's more development cost for us. So I think partnering up with like a POS system is probably the better idea.
Tremendous amount.
Yeah.
Talk to First Data. They own 90% of the merchant accounts.
So one concern I thought you guys mentioned was that the merchants are paying high interchange fees. But if there's going to be a transaction fee on them to put the change back to my account, is that just gonna hurt them more?
Oh, that fee, they're not paying that fee. So like, we'll be paying that fee. Well, they're paying us. But like how it works is, in our first like iteration, we're planning on doing wire transfers immediately, right? But that's like a high cost because every time you do that transfer, it's like about 10 cents. So how we're doing it is at the end of a billing cycle, we will debit the amount in the register that they owe to DigiBank, and then that will reduce the number of transactions we need to do. So that one, at the end of the month, that'll cost maybe like, I don't know what ACH rate is right now, but that would be like a flat rate. And then when we cash out, that's like another ACH transfer, but we don't expect people to do that often. So like maybe when they accumulate a certain amount of change, then they'll be like, oh, I'll send it to my bank account. So it reduces the number of transactions we need to do, so it reduces our wiring costs.
Well, my change is available to me immediately,
Yeah, you can.
but the merchant will have to wait to get paid by you later?
Oh, they don't. So like the merchant owns
The
all the
merchants get
change.
currency.
Okay.
This is just the change.
The change, right, so, okay.
So the merchants, you're giving $20, they're giving you 50 cents in change. You spent $19.50. It's the 50 cents that they're handling.
So I'm trying to reconcile, so now they have 50 cents in their drawer,
Yeah,
that's really not theirs.
yeah. So
Yeah,
like,
he's transferring.
yeah. So that money will be debited at the end of the month. So like that money stays in the merchant's like balance, right? They have that extra money that doesn't belong to them.
Okay.
But our software keeps track of how much they owe to us. So at some periodic point, we will debit them for that amount and pull it into our account, and then redistribute it later to the users.
Okay.
That's how it works.
One question is, I noticed that you guys talked about pennies and nickels. So why not? What happened to dimes and the quarters?
They actually made at, they actually cost less. So like the problem with the pennies and the nickels is they cost more to manufacture than their face value. For the dimes, I mean, yeah, for the dimes and the quarters, they actually cost less. So the government actually makes money off of printing those. But change in itself is still a huge problem because we still lose it. It doesn't matter what denomination it is. Like people still keep a lot of change and it's very inconvenient, and we just misplace it all the time.
So you're saying that the pennies and nickels, it's a double benefit.
Yeah, so for those like it costs like
as opposed to the others.
yeah, those cost like the government more money to like it costs them more money to make than they're worth, which is a loss to taxpayers.
So when the government figures that out, is there gonna be legislation to do away with pennies and nickels and make your app
I think
useless?
there's been legislation trying to be passed, but it's been defeated. So like people have already thought of this, but I don't know why it keeps on being defeated. But penny still exists for some reason.
Do you have competitors? Have you looked at competitors?
So some of our competitors are now is companies like Impulse now.
So like there's some POS systems that are kind of popular, but so like
It's just
yeah.
the amount that they charge is ridiculously high.
So they also do a subscription service. There's a few different vendors.
And what do those services offer that compete with you directly?
They offer like the point of sale, like the whole service, you know, the accounting stuff, the inventory services. They offer whatever services the point of sale offers. So like they do inventory management and like accounting stuff. And we hope to have those same features, but our feature just supports the DigiBank, right? So like our POS kind of like supports that, which is what makes it different. Because like nobody really does this right now, like with their POS.
So just a question for you. So instead of a small business owner doing a transaction through a credit card and paying a fee, they would basically do a transaction through you to be able to channel the change back to the consumer. Is the fee that the small business is going to pay basically paying less by going through you
Yeah.
than
Yes.
going through the
Because like,
So this is the last questions.
Yeah.
You have a minute to answer.
so we're planning on being more competitive than the interchange. So they wouldn't be paying like any rate at all, no interchange fees on us. They'll just be paying the monthly subscription cost. So that's at a flat rate.
Thank you, DigiBank.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you guys.